Good morning. Did you vote last election cycle? Was it more than once? Voter ID is of great importance to the health and unity of our nation. The right to vote is the foundation of any democratic system. Ensuring that our elections are fair, free, and secure is crucial. Voter identification has become a necessity in this modern age to ensure that the democratic process is fair. What's the importance, someone might ask? It has become very contentious in the last few years about voter ID. And we have not been further divided as a nation than we have been now. Every U.S. citizen has the right to vote, has the right to have their voices heard, and their votes counted. You are asked for identification in every aspect of your life. Boarding a plane, they will want to know who you are. Renting a car, again, you need some kind of insurance, they need to know who you are. Want to get a loan, a student loan, mortgage, you will need to identify yourself to be provided those assets. We use a form of ID, of proof of identification in every facet of life. Why should our democratic elections be any different? One of the most important reasons for voter ID is just the protection of your vote. According to a study by the Heritage Foundation in 2017, instances of voter fraud in the U.S. had been documented and have been found to increase. Even a small number of fraudulent activities with the votes will erode the trust, the public trust, in our democratic systems. An example, in 2016, a Pennsylvania woman was found and charged for voting under herself and her deceased mother. She was clearly caught. However, how many people have done the similar and have not been caught? Hundreds? Thousands? Millions? Don't know. We caught one that I can give you as an example at the moment from 2016. Was it just the one? We don't know. Voter ID would help you prevent that altogether. The fraudulent activities that have been occurring within our democratic system have been on the increase. Washington Post, also in 2016, reported that there have been multiple cases of fraud where individuals attempted to vote under another individual's name. Remember my question? Did you vote? If you didn't, somebody may have under your name. This is why voter ID is so crucial and important. Ensuring the fairness and the trust that we should have in our system. A fair election where every eligible voter has the equal opportunity to be heard. It is crucial. It is important. If we want to remain a free state, a free country, then let the people's voices be heard and counted. Voter ID laws provide equal representation, whether you are rich, poor, urban, rural, does not matter. Your voice matters, your vote counts, and we need to make sure that you are represented. Voter ID helps prevent people from making a mockery of our democratic system. In 2018, a study by Brennan Center for Justice found that people are far more likely to opt out of participating in our democratic process when they believe it is unfair, unjust, or untrustworthy. They wrote themselves, and I quote, "When voters are confident that elections are secure, they are more likely to participate. Voter ID laws prevent the spread of misinformation about election fraud and the reassurance that to the public that the system is fair. How many instances, or do I even have proof of what I'm saying here? I can give you a couple of highlights. For example, in the midterms of 2018, there was an investigation underdone in North Carolina, in where they uncovered that there was an illegitimate ballot harvesting operation, in where people were mishandling, collecting illegally, and far worse than that, manipulating the ballots themselves before turning them in. Another great example is the Heritage Foundation found that ever since 1982, people have been conducting and been caught in 1,200 cases of illegitimate voting by both impersonation and non-US citizens. Now, if you can see up here for a moment, the importance of voter ID, as I have stated, it is crucial. And we have polls here. Let me show you the first one here. This first poll was done by PBS, in where they went and asked individuals what their perception is of what is the greatest and biggest impact to our accuracy when we're casting votes. Number one, you can see, was misleading information. Second one, which made almost 25% of all the people that were questioned, they all said voter fraud. Now, even though these two things are separate, they are intertwined if you give me a moment. 35% of misleading information, right? So how do you get misleading information? Yes, you can make the argument, yes, you're misleading information about what one candidate said or did or whatnot. But voter fraud is also part of misleading information. Because once the ballots are cast and the die is cast, that misleading information will just grow based on the fact that people believe there was voter fraud. Another example is what is the biggest threat to a fair election in the United States. And as you can see again here, it was overwhelmingly, almost 50% out of 48 here, voter fraud. And again, how do you prevent these things, voter fraud? Well, voter fraud can be easily prevented by having people identify themselves. Prove that they are who they say they are. Right? Now, what's the point of all this? Why is it so important? And even more of a bigger question, why is it such a contentious topic? Voter ID is not about oppression, racism, or discrimination. It is about protecting the integrity of our elections. It safeguards against fraud, ensuring fairness and public trust in our democratic process. Voter fraud may be rare, and even small numbers of fraudulent activity erode the confidence in our elections. It is to ensure the trustworthiness that voter ID laws are necessary. This one step will protect the process and prevent any one person from having doubts in the election. And if we can quelch a little bit of the misinformation, the negativity, that is brought in by doubts of whether something was fair and valid. Maybe we can once again embrace each other as neighbors, friends, Americans. Thank you.